Comic book films may be going the way of the dodo. The MCU has produced some hits post-Endgame, but most might say they have struggled. DC has been in constant regime changes since 2016's Batman v Superman, which is an almost 9-year-old film at this point. Then, on a December day, the teaser trailer for James Gunn's Superman film drops. Some might say it's another trailer for just another comic book movie. I say, the future of comic book movies rides on the success of Superman. Hi, and welcome to a Studio Cinema Saturday bonus episode, the show where we review films old and new, the ones you don't like, and the ones you do, and for the second time, we're talking about a film before it's even out. I'm your host, Jackson Hamm, and today we're talking about Superman. From the opening of the trailer, I see a more traditional Superman, like one of the classic comics, or like that of Christopher Reeve. It portrays to me a hopeful hero wanting to make the world a better place, even in the face of an ugly world. This hero will not bend or break. He is the hope of the downtrodden, and the savior of the masses, as seen in one of my favorite scenes portraying a child raising what looks to be a homemade Superman flag while saying his name. That's broad strokes, of course. Let's get into something small I see here. Superman is a symbol of America. Let's face it, his catchphrase used to be truth, justice, and the American way.
I'm here to fight for truth and justice in the American way.
He is synonymous with the red, white, and blue. Some may say his original theme composed by John Williams is as iconic as the Star-Spangled Banner. In the trailer, we hear an evolution on John Williams' original theme on electric guitar, and to me, that gives a similar feeling of Jimi Hendrix's rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner at Woodstock in August of 1969. It adds a bit of a rebel tinge to it. It maybe tells me that Superman and his ideals are a little counterculture in the modern context of this film. Sure, this trailer made me optimistic for the film, but it's just a trailer after all. Many films before had a trailer that sung a song far better than its actual release. With this, I start to think about the current state of comic book movies and the future of where it could go. To me, we're actually in a very similar spot to the early 2000s where the range of quality was massive. You had films like the first Blade movie, Batman '89, and X-Men, which opened the eyes of audiences to the fact that these movies were possible and could be taken seriously. Followed up by films like Batman Begins, X2, and Spider-Man, which elevated the genre even further. Then of course you get your Spider-Man 3s and X-Men Origins in there. Nowadays we have Shang-Chi, followed by the Batman, and then Black Adam. Some may say that comic book movies are going the way of the Western, and I think maybe, but not quite yet. I think a lot of this rests on how the MCU wraps up its tumultuous multiverse saga. It also counts on James Gunn's fresh DCU. For years, the MCU was uncontested, and you can make an argument, but Warner Bros. Never allowed DC to go anywhere in the 2010s with constant slate adjustments due to audience reception and the age-old creative differences, which led to a Flash film that came out 10 years after it was announced and gave the lead star enough time to become a criminal. James Gunn finally has the chance to let DC live up to its age-old nickname by Marvel employees, the Distinguished Competition. If it is successful, then Marvel might have to get more creative beyond cameos and unfinished storylines that have plagued them post-Endgame. But what if the DCU flops? It crumbles and falls, and the MCU is the main producer of comic book movies and TV. Well, we'll have to wait and see, but I have my bets on what could happen. We'll go back to the early 2000s, and there's a project or two every year. Maybe even every 2 years that range from bad to great. The MCU still has interconnectivity, sure, but maybe less. In DC, let's just say Matt Reeves wrapped up his trilogy and made another TV show. Now the rumor mills are reporting on a standalone film for a character that had prior success. What does this possible future mean? Superman must succeed. And on that point, we're at the end of this video. You can check out other episodes of Studio Cinema Saturday. There's also our sister show, Television Tuesday. And if you want something new, check out Buying a Film Its First Drink, where a film turns 21 and we buy it a drink. We're covering such films as Hulk 2003 and Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. And if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and comment what you thought of the Superman trailer and how you think it could impact the future of comic book movies. And thank you for watching.